Welcome, everyone. I was hanging.
How you going, guys? Another episode
of... Cool, mate. It's been a minute since the last time we'd done one of these. When was it, actually?
Different office, so 2018.
You looked it up the other day. Was it?
Yep.
Was it really?
Yep.
2024.
That was the last time we uploaded
6 years ago.
YouTube.
Oh, right. A lot has changed in 6 years.
Yeah, I was looking at one of our videos. It was the shoestring budget. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's still pretty prevalent. It's still pretty the same.
Good shit. What's been happening in this
happening?
last 6 years? Tell everyone what we've been up to and why we haven't been doing this.
We've been growing. That's what Bleo's been doing. We've been growing. As you can probably see, we're in a different office if you ever followed us before. This is actually the new part of our new office, which we moved in during COVID, which was a fun time when we had heaps of stuff going on.
How long have we been in here for now?
Well, when was COVID? 2020?
4 years. Yeah, it'd be about right.
Really? 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years in September then. Oh, no, when was COVID? March. Yeah, 4 years. Really? 4 years?
Yeah, must be.
Yeah, right. Well, a lot's changed. We've grown because I think last time we were doing these podcasts, it was just you, me, and Jamie. I mean, Addis.
In the dog box.
In the dog box.
That's right. We had trestle
everything.
tables with an actual door as a table, and it used to wobble around. And yeah, it's true.
From humble beginnings.
Yeah.
But now we've got a team of 14?
About that.
Full time. A bunch of other guys that run around and shoot for us. Still doing production house, multimedia.
Yeah. Heaps has changed though. Like it's, I think back then it was, there's just the three of us. And that was sort of just when we were kicking off the production company, or the production arm, I should say, to Bleo. And we've obviously grown into a fully fledged production company now. So a lot of what we do is obviously in-house. We still outsource a little bit of it, but not really. Probably like 90% of the production we bring in-house.
Having said that though, but even if you talk about outsources the guys that worked here.
Yeah, that's true.
And then have just gone, back to their countries of origin.
That's true. Yeah.
Brazil and Colombia.
Yeah.
That's our outsourced team. That's what you're referring to, right?
It's true, yeah. So outsource is technically still in-house.
Oh, then we got Ben up at the upper mountain at Springbrook.
Yeah, that's right.
He's outsourced.
Our satellite office.
Copywriter.
Bush mountain office. So all of our, I guess when you look at it like that, our outsourced staff technically is in-house. We still provide them with an income just in another country. And they do insane work for us. Like they came and worked with us. I think Dan was with us for 2 years. Julian wasn't quite a year, but they're just freaks of nature and so creative and just committed, hardworking. And they're both so stoked that we could keep the relationship and we can help them with their, with an income and, good income and growing their business over there. So,
but you've always, to touch on that, you've always wanted to have that kind of culture, family culture within Bleo, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Yeah.
So them going away, they're actually starting their own little production companies and we're fueling a lot of their fire. They're having to hire because we're giving them the work. So they're like, "Ooh, how do I handle all this work?" And we're literally helping people in another country create their own little dreams, which is amazing. And I know that's
paying them the rate that we're paying them here. So over there, like that's what Julian was saying in Colombia. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was, he said like living costs were $800 a month and average wage was about $800 a month.
Yeah, right.
So we've kept him on his
Australian wage,
his rate here.
He lived like a king.
Yeah, like Pablo.
That's right. I'd be like, what are you doing over there?
Oh no, but you're going to come over to the wedding. Colombia.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be fun.
We're going to have to close the office, mate, for about 2 weeks. Dragging everyone over there.
Because when's he expecting to do that?
2025.
I was going to say it's next year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I think that's one of the main things that has drawn all the guys to Bleo in the last, you talk about it, 4 years after we started this production arm.
Yeah.
They just see us in the market and they just love the vibe.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's something I think we don't do enough, and probably a lot of companies is personify or push the culture, push the fun between the people. And I think it's so powerful. Like it's, it just gives really good expectation of what's happening inside. And in most offices, you have like personalities and things that people can resonate with. And we should do it more. We should definitely be getting more of our team and, you know, shenanigans in the feeds.
We will. I think this is part of it, and this is why we're back doing this, I guess.
Shenanigans, right?
It's all about the shenanigans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How about you, mate? What's give us some insight as to like, because obviously you head up marketing, and what's been the biggest challenge in the last 6 years?
Well, the last 6 years.
6 months.
It's probably the evolving platforms in the way that, I mean, right now you talk about disruption, AI, massive disruption.
Yeah.
But we've always sort of been ahead of the curve, and, you know, we started when this first came out, AI, we were already across it. So we're now offsetting the costs if we do use it, which is very rare, but when we do use it, we actually are able to bring our prices down because of it. But you talk about what's changed. I mean, we've had a lot of changes in the market with these technologies and companies fighting with each other, like Apple, back when they brought out the iOS 14 update, whereby all privacy matters, you could turn them on and off, and by default, you couldn't track ads. So that was a massive disruption. And overnight, companies were just like losing money left, right, and center because they weren't able to track where their purchases were coming from, where their leads were coming from, where any of their traffic was coming from. So that was a massive disruption we had to get used to, and that took some time. Then Google turned around and tried to make it easy with this thing called PMax. So on the Google Ads platform, it used to be a smart shopping campaign, and it ran a lot better. You had more control. Google took that away, and it was literally overnight. They did give us, you know, fair enough warning to change it over, etc. But when they dropped PMax overnight, like, it was reported that billions of dollars was gone overnight because of the way their algorithm, it was a lot less manual input. It became very automotive algorithm based, and I believe it's just the way that they're going to introduce AI into marketing. And I do feel, and I've been saying it for a while now, we're on the cusp of it, where it's going to be a matter of, I've got a product, push a button, ads disperse.
Does its thing.
And my thing's always been, okay, well, how can we be the best button pusher? Where, you know, like, I want to be the one that pushes a button, because even still, there's going to be ways to push that button. It might be simplified.
How long do you think it'll be before that
Mate, you look at ChatGPT, and then the competition that came out from ChatGPT only in the last year. And then you look at the way that you can now take your voice, you can take just videos, like you can take this video, and to be fair, realistically enough, this could be AI. That's how good we've already gotten the last 18 months. So I was saying 5 years. I reckon within 3, we're looking at a massive disruption in advertising, marketing, the way that we even do any of those things. Because I was thinking about this morning. Does anyone care about celebrities, breakups, marriages anymore? Anyone under 60, that is, right? No. Because you think about this day and age, we care more about massive influencers, relationships. Like I was, I follow a couple of guys and they had a big blowout on their podcast that made way more news and had more viral content created from it than any Woman's Weekly magazine about.
In your world, though, like in your, because it's your community. It is. Like, I fucking have no idea who it was.
But you think about the millions in who follow these particular podcasters, and then off the back end of this one podcast where they blew up, all these other podcasters made millions of views off these podcasts, that one podcast.
Yeah, right.
So I'm sort of relating that to, back in the day when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie broke up.
Yeah.
Or even Jennifer Aniston. It was like, okay, News Weekly or Women's Weekly. Yeah. And then that had a distribution of 250,000 Australia-wide.
Yeah.
You're in the millions overnight. You know what I mean? So this whole influencer, like, it hasn't changed. We were talking about influencers 6 years ago, but now it's a different form of influencer and ambassador. But it's more like, it has changed a lot, but we seem to be, you asked the question of how long I think AI before it takes over. I said 5 years about a year ago. I reckon it'd be around 2 to 3 now, where it's massively changed.
What's the biggest tool you use with AI? I'm going to get another beer. Why?
The biggest tool I use, we're looking to chop this up with, AI software that will take all of this, chop it up, add text to it. You think about this too as a job. It's going to add text to it. You're probably watching something now. It's added text. It's going to, it automatically knows who's speaking and then puts the highlight, the emphasis on that person.
You're giving away all the secrets.
Secrets. Well, at the end of the day, like I said, we can offset the cost to our clients, and they don't know how to do it, so they're going to hire someone to push that button. Like I said, I want to push that button. Yeah, just might be easier than some, but
I was going to say, because you still got to know where to put it. Because even though, like, how long has ChatGPT been
I was going to say, if like ChatGPT is probably the biggest one we use, but it's always framed up by us. Like, we tell the clients before, it costs thousands of dollars for a copywriter, but a copywriter still needs to look at that content that goes into ChatGPT. And if you don't know how to look at content and what gets spit back out, we're all going to be dumbed down completely. And this is where, our copywriters are now learning how they can adapt to ChatGPT, because you're still only as good as what the output is. Yeah. But the input is just as important, because 1 + 1, ChatGPT sometimes says it's 3. Yeah. Now, if you don't know maths, you're going to go, okay, well, it's 3. Yeah. Well, it's not.
I think too, the market gets smarter. Like, you look at, like, go back, Google images, and then someone creates a website and puts all these stock Google images through their website. The market, you look at it and you just go, yeah, that's not them. Like,
that's a good point.
And then, so the market becomes smarter. And so, and even you look at remember the animation drawings, like you jump on Fiverr, you get one of these, like, the day they came out, they were awesome. But if you have one of those on your website now, it rubbishes your brand so much. So, like, I feel like the market's going to become so astute and smart, and you're so much more aware now, and you're critical. You read something, you're like, I wonder
who wrote that,
and so there has to be some element of, like, personability, or people are going to be looking for that authenticity through everything, I reckon.
If that's what we're looking for, though, because is that just our generation looking for that authenticity?
Maybe.
You look at, that was the other thing that changed, short form content. That's come in massively. Like, I don't even think we weren't talking about TikTok 6 years ago.
No.
And now you jump down that rabbit hole, and it is flick, 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 and those 3 to 5 second videos, you've got that.
It's just it's new context, like, because there still is context for the longer stuff. It's like podcast. Like, there's short form media and information like that people still want to hook and grab onto, but, like, there is a place for long form. Even, like, sending a letter to someone, sending an email, like, there's shit that becomes obsolete and to a point, but there's still a place for it. Like, you send someone a letter, a handwritten letter, it'll be received. Like, there's still a place. There's still a place for newspaper advertising. For what cost, I don't know, but definitely, like, short form going there. Like, that's definitely like a new form of media that's just blown up. And I mean, it wasn't long when Snapchat was the only place for that 24-hour content, right? And then we thought Snapchat was going to be the one. And then musically used to be TikTok. Yeah. Musically, where people were just doing all the dances, and that's what it was all about. Then it turned into TikTok. And that was actually a Chinese version, and, like, there's a whole thing around that. But then it was Instagram that was like, this is smart. So then obviously Facebook brought over that short form content.
Whereas Snapchat, it's still around,
Yeah.
but it's definitely,
What are the kids using these days?
it's TikTok.
Twitch?
Twitch is gaming, right?
Yeah.
Twitch is more predominantly for gaming. So that's where you throw up if you're a gamer or if you do something online, that's where you hang out on Twitch.
But isn't that where all the kids are? Like you look at...
Well, that's where Mr. Beast started.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he started out on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then realized that people were watching his videos.
Right.
And then I think his first few videos was him playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And then he was just speaking over the top of it about everyday life. It wasn't even about Minecraft. It was just like, oh yeah, and today I did this or whatever it was, right? But people are watching him play this game, but talk about whatever. It was like, when I used to do fitness videos, it was like, this is me working out in the gym, but I'm talking about something else.
Yeah.
It's just that sort of distracting. Like you said, it's, it's all relevant. But yeah, it's TikTok. That's where the kids are hanging out. Still, and
Today you just got to watch the kids.
just got to watch the kids. Because even
Shut up, baby.
watch your kids.
Yeah, watch my kids.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point too, because all of that stuff has just in the last 6 years has just gone mental. People playing Minecraft and Roblox was a massive. I don't know if you've heard of Roblox. If Teal ever played Roblox, yeah. He's into it.
Tries to download it on my phone.
Yeah, right.
Every chance he gets.
There was like a huge
Roblox,
controversy
Minecraft.
where there were just like old coming in.
Oh
as
yeah,
all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you got to watch the kids, like your kids. Like it's dangerous out there, man. It's dangerous out there.
Shit. Shout out to R. Kelly.
There's no editing on this either.
Yeah, sweet. What's the biggest thing in the last 6 years, obviously, that you've learnt as a business owner? What's the one thing?
Scaling.
So,
How to, what not to. How to and how not to scale on certain, like whether it's hiring, whether it's putting where your focus should go.
Yeah.
And getting out of my own way, because I was always that, technician, that. So I was always trying to take the lead on everything. Yeah. So the biggest thing I've learned is get out of your own way in order to scale.
Don't come to work.
Nice shirt.
Nice shirt.
But probably that. Probably to, get out of my own way. But that's how you scale. Because if I'm not delegating, if I'm not letting other people stumble and fall or rise to the occasion, and I'm constantly there taking the reins, then how are you and I, how's Bleo, how are we going to grow our team? But that has happened in the last 6 years, hence why we have new offices, new staff, the ability to, our revenue's gone up. I wish our profit had, but whatever, it's sort of the next stage. And what about you, mate? Like you're like in position of Bleo, you're probably more around the figures, the overseeing of numbers, and probably more, I would say you're more Bleo growth than what I am. So what have you been doing? What have you been doing, mate? Once you got out of sales, because you were back then when we were doing these podcasts, you were still on the tools, in like hard in sales. Yeah. So what's the biggest thing you've learned? I know you've been working on a
biggest thing I've learnt.
Yeah, and then probably adapted into Bleo.
Ooh, biggest thing I've learned. That's in the last 6 years in business.
Yeah, and then sort of actioned it towards Bleo. Do you think? Because I know you love to read a lot of books, a lot of mentors.
Oh man, biggest thing I've learned. I'd still always come back to my same old, like the importance of culture.
Yep.
I feel like you find good people that want to provide service to clients, other people, then you can teach them what needs to get done to an end.
Yep.
And then there's the time window of how long it takes to train or teach them. Like, so obviously when you get bigger and bigger and you can afford to just hire someone who is a gun at their job, then that's what you do. But before that, like, I feel like character character comes before skill.
Yep.
And there's so many things, you need to be able to trust someone. You need to know they have integrity. You need to know their values align with us. So, and if they do, like, you find those people that are just super committed to the brand, your clients, what you're doing, like, you'll find a way. Do you know what I mean? And so that's why I just come back to culture. I just think our place of work has got to just be a place that people can come to and fucking feel great about what they do, and it'll project through your work. And I think,
and that's leadership, though, right?
Yeah,
because you're the one that both you and I at the top of this thing, where we never ever say, you work for us. It's always you work with us.
Yeah.
But people do look to us for that, and I know you're massive on this culture, and I am too. But if I had to say, it would definitely stem down from you more than most. So I think in saying you've learnt that, you already sort of knew it. What have you sort of, like, has it just grown, the idea?
Where did that come from?
No. Like, because I said, what have you learnt? And you said culture. And you said it comes back to culture. So everything you do, it sounds like, just has to go, does this align with the culture in which I'm creating within Bleo?
And, because it's not, I think ultimately, it's not about money. Like, I think as I use the word entrepreneur lightly, but business owner, whatever, you're out there to hustle, make money. But I think you go around this big thing and you get back to the start and you just like, it's not about money. And then it's like, well, what's it about? And then it's like, it's about coming to work or, doing what you do every day. You love it, and providing service for clients, customers, people, but enjoying it every fucking day. You come and do it. It sounds so cliche, doesn't it? And if you can cultivate a workplace and an experience like that, then the money just comes, right?
It's a byproduct.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But if
I get it.
If it's the other way
like,
around. Like, I've been involved in sales organizations. Like, that's my background, has been in sales, and you just see like sales dogs just going for it, just chasing it. They fucking hate what they do.
Yeah, it's not fulfilling.
They hate it. Like, I've been in finance, I've been in insurance, I've been all these jobs, and they hate it, and they're there just to slay and sell. And then like that fucking gets old quick. Yeah. Like, you get to 40 or 50, and what sort of legacy have you created? But like, so I just think we've got like a crazy opportunity to create a brand and culture and a family that is, that'll just be here to stay regardless. So
yeah, it's really important, because I think we're of the mindset where you talked about the loyalty of, people who work with us, and we set, we sort of set the standard. And like I was saying, you're a role model, and we're role models because we're obviously at the helm of the ship. But people invest into Bleo, and you got to ask yourself, why are they investing? Because you said, the loyalty we see. These guys that are over in Brazil that just, it was emotional when they left.
Yeah.
Except Dan, he left like 50 times. The first time was very emotional, and he was back every day. But again, having them away where we can't physically see them and be with them, it's emotional. And that's what you talk about, cultivation of culture. Yeah. That's what we've done. And I think that is like, it's because I know, like you said, you've worked in some shitty places where no one cares, and it's literally about the money. Yeah. And I think when you get away from that, don't get me wrong, we still need to pay the bills, put food on the table, but when you can get away from that as your core, yes, you do see things like what we've created, I think. Yeah. And I think, it's that's the last 6 years, mate.
Yeah. I agree. But it's like you go to battle. It's like when you're young. And it's a crazy thing to relate this to, but when you get into a fight and your mate, whoever it is, backs you up and like they go to war with you, and you just have this bond with them that it's insane. I feel like that it's probably not the right terminology to use, that you come into work and you go to war. Do you know what I mean? But like it's business, and you have so much at stake. Like when we commit time frames, and
it's your life, man. They're here most of their life.
But when we can make a commitment to a client that we're going to deliver something, we literally, like, everyone just puts everything on the line for it, and so you go to battle, you go to war.
That's what you liken it to, because you grew up on the streets of Bleo. Dubbo
2830. But
and when 4551 represent Calandra. I'm down.
That's right.
You go to battle, mate.
Yeah.
You do.
But
and
when you see people come into that with
thanks,
you,
Jamie.
Yeah.
Thanks, Addis.
Yeah, man. It's
the guy behind the.
That's what
camera.
you're looking for. That's what you're looking for in people. That's what I look for. It's like, are you willing to do what I'm willing to do? With this.
It's okay if they're not.
It's fine,
because no one should be invested as what we are.
But
this is what I'm saying. They do.
Yeah,
a lot of the guys do come in
that's
here.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. It's amazing that we've done that, and people will go to war with you.
Yeah, that's it. That's the interview process at Bleo. We just go and I can start a street fight and see if they run
down there and surface and just throw down.
Yeah, that's it. That's really I tell you, a tough thing to navigate is drawing a line with making business decisions and the personal relationships that you make.
Yeah, especially at our level too, where there's no middle management per se.
Yeah,
and it's direct down. It's one level down.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like ultimately we have this responsibility to the company that we have to protect it, look out for its best interests and its values, which will obviously stem down into everything. But you want to give everything to everyone all the time. I think you'd start to, and then it fucking catches up with you. And the old numbers remind you quite quickly of whether you can or whether you can't. So
that's a good point. That's probably huge. As a boss, that's probably one of the biggest things. And you lose sleep over it. Like, I remember having to let guys go, and it was like, it's the most emotional thing I've ever done, because I don't want to fire anyone.
Yeah.
I just, and you're always like, we can't just be a place of charity. Because charity, like, someone needs to fund the charity.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yeah. So I would what I've learned from that, if I was going to speak on that, it's just clarity up front, and the deal.
From
it's the deal you have up front. It's like
expectation
and transparency.
Yep. Yeah. And that's how we deal. That's actually one of our USPs, I think. And people got to know us, and that's another reason why I think this podcast and everything we're going to do out of this is so important, because people are going to see the people who are at the top and what Bleo represents. And I do believe it's genuine, it's transparency. It's integrity, because we talk about our values, our core values, and they are some of the biggest ones we've got.
Yeah.
But expectation at the start. So one of our USPs is expectation versus reality, and it's not just our clients and but it's also our the people we work with.
Yeah. And that's, as you grow and you get off the tools, you need to find people that's why, again, culture, character. It's that's so important. Like you step out of sales, and as a business owner, that you've got this responsibility on your shoulders that if this goes to shit and I'm selling this to you, I'm a man of integrity, and it's on me. But then as your company starts to grow, and you've got to make sure that those values are instilled in those people if they're out fucking just slanging and closing deals, making these commitments to things, and you can't back up, then that becomes a problem. Yeah,
that scares me with growth. I remember when we first started this, I was like, it'd be cool one day when we're in a Google style warehouse and we got the basketball courts and all that, and we're big enough where I walk in or you walk in and people are like, who's that? And it's like, that's the boss of Bleo or the owner of Bleo. That's completely changed now. I still want to always have those relationships. It will get harder as the teams grow, but I don't think I ever want to not be. I want to have a conversation with Luke and know who he is.
It's interesting. Ray Dalio, he, I think, in his book, I think he says after about 70 people, I think his staff is about 5,000. I'll have to check that. But I think it was Ray Dalio, or maybe it was Scaling Up. I'll have to check that. Vern Harnish. About 70 people deep. Like he used to send handwritten letters for Christmas to every one of the employees, and then around and after 70, he started sort of like names
outsourcing it
in the office. yeah. But like seeing new faces, like you just said, it just past that's when it was like, fuck, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah. How do you keep? Okay, great question. How do you think? Because I don't think we're there. How do you keep that? So you did that, right? And you got your 10 staff, you're writing handwritten letters, and we'll use this as a metaphor for everything else. But then it gets to 20, you know, your hand's getting sore. You get to 30, and you're like, you know, at what point do you go, okay, how can I keep this personal touch with my whomever? It could be your audience. It could be, because you know how like you get too big for your boots, and people are like, sell out or whatever. Like, at what point or how could you keep that? And I know, like, I don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
I'll tell you when we get there.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. That's a good book though. Principles. He
Ray
breaks
Dalio.
it. Yeah.
You got because Simon Beard from Culture Kings. That was his latest Instagram post. He's like, before you hire anyone,
do the fucking.
Yeah, I sent you on Instagram. Not that you ever bloody. Yeah. But yeah, it was like make sure they go through the principles thing, which we all did.
Yeah.
We all did it, right?
Yeah.
And it's really interesting personality test.
Yeah.
Ray Dalio's principles.
What were you?
It was a while ago, didn't it now? But I was definitely whatever I am is what it said I am.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy, that's on point.
Yeah.
I can't remember actually. I've got it.
Commander.
I don't know. I think next podcast, bring that back up. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah, I reckon it's.
Do you remember what you were?
Coach,
primary,
and then I had quiet achiever.
What was it called? It's called Principles of.
If you search your emails, principles,
that's what I'm going to do now.
It'll come up. Yeah, I think it's I love it.
It's free.
Yeah,
it's free because we've sent people away for how much do we like $3,000?
No, $1,000
to do this same sort of test.
Yeah.
And this, I know the results we've got back from those weren't as bang on as this, and it was free.
This was I think this was heaps better.
Yeah, I do too.
It's
I'm gonna find that.
I want to go back through mine again, actually, and I would love to do it again.
Yeah.
And see how accurate it is. Like it takes, if you haven't done it, Ray Dalio's personality test. I think it's Principles and You. I think that's what it's called. And
Principles.
Principlesyou.com. Yeah, it'll probably take you about an hour to do.
It does take a while.
Yeah, and you've got to make sure you're present when you do it, and you don't just sort of start flicking through these things, because every answer you give, it turns into this. It's this amazing analysis on your personality, and fuck, I think it's accurate.
Yeah, it's super accurate.
Like it's, for me, I think it's humorous, or it's funny. Like when someone you know does it, and you look back at it. But when it's people you don't know and you got to make a hire, you know, like, and you know, I used it, I think with one of the most recent employees. I had this idea in my mind and this need for where I needed this person to go. And I feel like I would have, you know, forced the agenda. But then when I got her to do this test, I wanted her in. I loved her character straight away. I'm like, yeah, you're great. You're going to fit here well. And then I'm like, cool, where am I going to see you move in the organization? Then she did this test and I was like, okay.
Damn. Not what I expected.
Well, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Then it's not this position I was thinking, but I can see where your strengths are. I'm going to bring you in and I'm going to see if it rings true. And sure enough, fuck, it's bang on. So yeah, now I just want to get everyone to do these freaking things, and it's amazing.
It is good. Yeah, principlesyou.com. Shout out to Ray Dalio.
Fucking Ray, my boy.
Principlesyou.com.
Have you got it? Did you find it?
I found one of our managers.
And
what she was.
Yeah.
She was just bang on. She was a commander. Yeah, and she'd go to war with you.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's a commander.
Yeah.
I thought she was the organizer.
Oh, no, sorry. You put that word in my mouth. See, it's the beer, mate. No, you're right. Mate, you remembered that.
Lucky I'm here.
You did remember that. Yeah, no, she was.
And the planner.
She was most like a planner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. She's like my opposite.
But she's also the commander and the strategist.
Cool. Secondary.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah. When you do it, jump on and it breaks it down. Like, I feel like when you first get the report, you could be underwhelmed if you don't fucking scroll through it, but like it just goes into detail. Like it's just pages and pages and pages, and it goes into all the different archetypes. I think there's like,
because I got yours here.
There could be like 40 archetypes in there.
Yeah,
and
you're
it
the
goes,
coach, the commander, the quiet leader.
Coach, yeah, right. There you go.
And you're least like the artisan and the individualist.
That's crazy to me, man. You know, when I was young, I was quite, well, actually, I don't even know what the artisan is. I'm thinking like, is it a creative person? But I find this...
they're driven to use their creativity to bring life to beautiful and well-crafted ideas, which is interesting because I would have put you as an artisan if I was to look at these character types. It says you're least like it.
You know, when I was younger, I think I was like that. I feel like I hit about, you know, when I came into like business, like I feel like when I was young, I was like hyper creative, and you know, you ask any of my mates I grew up with, like that was my pocket. And then now though, like I feel like the challenge of business, but I was always competitive, like young playing sport and stuff, and I feel like that's taken over. And now it's like, fuck, what do I need to do to win? Like, what do I have to know, and what do I have to fucking figure out? And so it's still there. I enjoy it. I think that's the perfect blend of
who you are,
and Bleo. It's because it's like I've got this fucking company that it's this insane challenge every day to come into, but it's just wrapped around creativity and flair, basically.
And because of how it's always changing too, you get to not be stagnant.
Fucking A.
Inspirer. That's who I am. Best match.
Is it?
Yeah. Good match was orchestrator.
Yes.
Best match was inspirer. And good match was commander.
Yeah, right.
But you're most like the inspirer.
That's interesting.
I'll get on. It's all about... You can take my
Get me on that fucking
but you
podcast.
cannot take my freedom. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I reckon that's pretty bang on.
Yeah. I thought the funniest one was Addis's.
What was he again?
I don't know, bro, but all his scores were like cut down the middle.
Yeah, that's right. Which was perfect because he's just like, man.
Yeah.
You know, his whole attitude is, man, all right, yep, cool. He's still waters run deep. Hey, Addy.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Which is even more funny because of who you're married to, and you're like the exact same.
Yeah, that's right.
Which usually doesn't work.
Did you get Aston to do it? No. Fuck, you should do that, bro.
Would she have the patience? It's an
Fell
hour.
asleep.
45 minutes.
She's still going.
It is a lot. I didn't get Siobhan to do it either. Did Leonie do it?
Yeah,
right.
Leonie.
What was she? I reckon I could pick Leonie.
Yeah, she was.
Do you remember what she was?
I think she was the planner and orchestrator.
She'd definitely be an orchestrator.
Yeah.
Even commander, bro.
No.
Commanders are driven to achieve goals through determination and holding themselves and others to a high standard of performance, which I think she does.
No,
right, okay.
It's there in her. I think she has that way. I sort of
enforcer. Was that Leonie?
Nah.
Just the way that
only at night when she gets the whips out, but
all right.
No.
Break after dark.
No. Okay, let's have a look. She's got that. The thing is, everyone has all of those aspects to an extent. It's like it's where you live, and like where are you most dominant, and what comes at ease. What are you by nature?
But that's why this is so good, this profile, because it actually pulls all that other stuff aside and goes, nah, this is...
Yeah.
Because there are, like, do you remember how many questions there were? There was a lot.
Bro, there's fucking heaps.
There was so many, like in the hundreds. Well, not hundreds plural, but
Let's have a look here. You're almost done. Yeah, look, see, as you're saying that, I'm looking at this thing. You're almost done, which means I would have been halfway through this thing. And it's sending me an email to say, come back in and finish.
Yeah, I've got that one.
You got that one as well.
Yeah, thank you.
You get you answer fucking 300 questions and it's like, yeah, you're 5% through.
Yeah, that's right. It's big, but definitely worth it. And as we were saying, Simon, Culture Kings, he was, make sure you do that. And that's what we've been doing, so it's a good.
But
that all goes back to, we've hired so many people throughout our life, not just through Bleo, but the way that you hire now as well. Like, do you have, not to use the word principles because of that, but do you have principles that you make sure, do you have a checklist of, when you're looking to hire? Whether it's subconscious, whether it's written down, formal?
Nah, man, I don't. I think
just
for
gut feel.
I think for management positions, stuff like this is super important. I feel like that executor level, so much of it comes down to results. Because I feel like where we're at, if obviously you're going to take that face value assessment to see if their character's in check and if you think it's going to align. But then too, if they're a fucking gun at their job and they give you the results and they don't upset the culture, really at the end of the day, they're on our team. But I feel like a manager, it's critical that they're the right
employ
person.
these particular traits.
And
you do see it.
They've got to be that right person. I think for us too, or any business that's growing, every employee or every decision, it's a catalyst for fucking greatness or fucking 100 steps back.
Yep.
You feel it. You can't absorb a loss. If you make a shit decision, probably when you're a big company, you just absorb it and roll and move on.
You're right. Yep.
But when you
every hire is important. And it's crucial. Yeah.
You become so close to them as well, and back to that other thing, it gets hard. If you had to let someone go and you're so close to them and stuff, we've had to do it. We've had
it's not fun.
Yeah. It's tarnished some even personal relationships that I've had having to do it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's
where do you draw the line?
It's it. And that's why you're the fucking director of the company. It's your responsibility is to protect and serve it first, so then it can give to everyone else. And
because would you say that? Because I wouldn't call myself an entrepreneur now.
Okay.
I used to, and then I realized that when other people start to rely on you, you need to stop thinking like an entrepreneur so much. I mean, it's always good to have that as a not a core, but part of you, because there's always that new business, that real exciting part of the business. But now when I realize that other people rely on us to be business owners, we have to be business-like. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. There's still entrepreneur in me because I'm always new shiny thing. Opportunity. And you should always look to that. But I think I've gone away from entrepreneurship and more into business owner role.
Yes.
Kind of makes me sad sometimes because I love that, like I said, that initial hustle, because I know when I get back on the tools and I'm there creating new ads or I'm creating new websites or, I really enjoy
Coots.
all of that sort of stuff.
Hang on, mate. Let me close this door.
So, might be a good time to end then maybe. I think one of our old employees has just rolled on in. He's a
case of piss. He's come back to some of the culture.
Look out. That's right, he has. And why has he come back? What a perfect example of who's about to... Well, he's probably not going to come barging through the door, but he would. He would, given him the chance. I can hear him.
Fuck, you can hear him.
You can hear him. I remember the first thing he said, I think our office is too small for this guy.
Yeah, that's true, eh? That's actually, that comes out a bit, that. Yeah. Like that, they won't work in this office. They're not big enough yet.
That's right. His personality is huge.
I was going to ask you, entrepreneur meaning, because that fucking gets thrown around so much, that term. What does
it mean to me?
Yeah. I've got the
excited about starting something new. I know that's probably not the Webster's dictionary definition of entrepreneur, but I feel like when someone wants to see something flourish and it's new and they can visualize it and then they can execute it, then perhaps that's what an entrepreneur is, or finds means of execution through,
Cool.
What is the Webster's define entrepreneur as?
Says, a person who sets up a business or businesses taking on financial risk in the hope of profit.
Well, that's a very corporate way of looking at who an entrepreneur is, I guess. But
yeah, like, fuck. That's, yeah, okay. There you go.
Find opportunity and make it happen.
Yeah.
That's what I think an entrepreneur is.
Yeah. I would say, and we spoke about the principles and the archetypes. We've all done different types of personality archetype tests. Yep. And I always seem to find myself at the entrepreneur or the what is it? Ray Dalio has the other one where he's got the I think it is the entrepreneur, or is that the E-Myth?
E-Myth.
E-Myth has
entrepreneur, manager, technician.
Yeah, that's right.
That's another great one.
Yeah.
And you're usually one stronger than the other. You can be a combination of usually two, but the third one is like your worst. And I think for me, I think you were the same. You were more entrepreneur manager, and I was more technician entrepreneur, I think.
Yeah.
Neither of us really excelled in manager though.
Yeah, yeah. And then, so Ray Dalio's other one, I believe it's creator, advancer.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's refiner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then executor.
Yep.
And so,
The acronym.
What is it?
Remember the acronym? We learnt the acronym to remember those. ACRE, was it?
Was it?
Advancer, creator, refiner, executor. ACRE.
Was it?
Yeah,
ACRE. Well, fuck, there you go. I've always been at the entrepreneur or the creator level. Like I've always fucking just had a million things on the go, or I just see opportunity in too many things. But I feel like I've learnt at the ripe old age of 40 how important it is to see shit through.
Yeah.
And any idea can work to an extent, but focus. That was probably until now. I never had proper focus, and I've really got one thing now. Like I always had, so many different things going, and we've got Bleo, but now too it's like there's so many other things that come with it, like so many other things that have to be managed. Like it pulls you into management. I've never been a great executor, or a technician. Like even when I was building, like I fucking hated doing the finishing work. I was like, send me in first, I'll fucking knock shit down and get walls up and whatever straight away, and I'll be in and out, and I'll do it by myself. But then that's all the little shit. Get me out of there. Get someone else in there who fucking just loves sanding that thing down and getting everything straight.
What Tupac used to say. He goes, get in there, lay the track. You're gonna have other guys in here who love messing around, and they'll just finish it off. Get in there, drop your, get the beat,
and get the
whatever he said was the last word he said. That's the name of the track, and move on.
Yeah, so true, man. That's a big thing. But too, it's all like. You get scorned a couple of times too, like, because fuck, how much shit have we tried that doesn't work?
But why didn't they work though? That was the thing, is focus. Our focus was so split across the board.
Yeah.
And Bleo was always our baby that took all our attention away.
So what do you do then to not have because obviously it's if you still got to be an entrepreneur at heart and trial new things because you could be fucking one idea away from something else working or popping off. So like, what have you got to do to
you don't just give up and you're like, oh, I'm not going to put my full focus into it. So
you just literally got to just fucking keep having a crack.
Well, I guess does that come down to then passion right?
Yeah.
Because the things that we've started, was it more around passion, or was it more around just, this can make money?
Making
money.
Yeah.
And if you had something you were passionate about, even if it had 10% of passion or your time, I bet you that 10% of time that you spent had 100% passion.
Yeah.
Whereas, and that was Bleo. That was always Bleo. It was like, even though, we tried to split our time across, and even if we were spending 90% on Bleo, that was 100% passion.
Yeah.
10% on these others, but zero passion, or at least not.
It's fucking crazy. It's even ideas that are so close to the pocket, like Bleo. This is Bleo. This is our offering, and it's like, where's this idea sit? As far as in our market and our brand.
Yeah, because we have done pretty close related.
Even this year, mate, I'm like, fuck. There's things I want to cull because I'm just like, it's taken too much of my energy. It's not flowing, and I want to fuck that off and pull it back in here and. I'll try that. I'll try this thing. And you're looking for like that flow, and you're looking for the people too that we have as a resource that can like feel empowered and execute and run with it. And so, and then fucking make money at the end of the day. Still feed our families.
Still got to feed the family.
Have fun time doing it. So
cool. I reckon that's a pretty good place to wrap up.
Wrap it up. Cool. All right, mate. Until next time, mate. We'll see you next Friday. We'll hook into the tequila.
The tequila.
Yeah, get Wayne down here.
Oh, nice shirt.
We have to do that, actually.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Lock it in. Addy!
All right.